Test. Good afternoon, everybody. Tony Tanous in commentary with you. We're at the home of the champions, or the premiers for season 2024, Rockdale Ilinden. And they come out to a great reception here at home, picking up a first premiership in 40 years. It is a famous time for this club, a historic moment. And today they host the Central Coast Mariners, who themselves have some ambition. They're coming into this in 13th spot, not quite out of the danger zone as far as relegation in season 2024 is concerned. So this one is a terrific afternoon. We're going to bring you all the action from across the grounds. There's some big games, some big action to come across our 8 simultaneous kickoffs in the NPL, New South Wales and Rockdale. They sealed the premiership last weekend. The loss to Marconi on Saturday night at the hands of Blacktown City sealed the premiership for Rockdale. A very well-deserved premiership for Paul D, Nick Stavroulakis, Vedran Giganchak, and the entire squad and the entire club. They've been building and building since their promotion in season 2010, and they have now achieved what they set out to do. And the presentation will come to you post-match from Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre. They've still got some business to do. They want to ensure that their gap at the top grows even further if they can extend it today. They come into this on 69 points. Central Coast Mariners, on the other hand, they come into this in 13th spot on 28 points. And they're 2 points currently outside the bottom two. And they know that if they can pick up a draw today, in all likelihood, that will ensure their safety. But with the Sutherland Sharks, Sydney FC and Hills United all sitting behind them at the moment, the victories to those three sides can certainly change things. It means that Central Coast can't finish bottom, but they could potentially still slip into that second from bottom spot, which would involve a playoff against the MacArthur Bulls Academy, who we can confirm have finished second behind the Mount Druitt Town Rangers in Football New South Wales League One. So Mount Druitt Town Rangers, they will be bouncing back. And MacArthur Bulls Academy, they will be taking on the team that finishes second from bottom. Central Coast Mariners are hoping to avoid that spot. They're hoping to finish in either 13th or 14th spot. And we're just about set. The Premiers, who will get the trophy at the conclusion of this game, but they want to finish it on a winning streak. And Michael Weiner, our match official, gets this around 30 NPL Men's New South Wales match of the round underway. As I said, I'll keep you posted on progress right around the grounds. 8 games taking place simultaneously. Before that, though, the lineups, and for the home side, Nick Stavroulakis, who had the luxury of resting a few players. He's still mixing the squad today with card counts to consider, and also the player load. So the lineup looks like this. Nick Soros is the keeper. The back four of Lockie Griffiths, Daniel Collins, Blake Risciuto, and Giorgio Speranza. The midfield trio, the pivots are Isaac Danso and Lockie Constable. In the number 10 role, wearing the 10 jersey, is Brendan Chalaki. And then it's a front three. On the flanks are Sol Kataoka and Yinka Sunmola. And then leading the line, the Golden Boot for season 2024, as he was in 2023, Alek Urushevsky, who comes into this on 29 goals. So he's got an opportunity to hit the 30 mark. I think we go back in the records, you won't find anyone who's been able to achieve that feat. So terrific opportunity today to write some more history. Rockdale have been the team at the front of the NPL Men's New South Wales throughout season 2024. They've set the pace. They've been the team to chase. And a couple of rounds out from the end of the season, they were able to seal their premiership, confirm their premiership. They've gone past the tally of Apia in season 2023. That was 65 points. Rockdale coming into this on 69, hoping to hit the 72-point mark. And that would be quite the achievement. But right now they're having to deal with a free kick from Lucas Shikluna into a dangerous area. And then trying to get on the end of that was Nico Duarte. We'll go through the Central Coast Mariners lineup. There have been 3 changes for them from the side that lost in our round 29 NPL Men's Match of the Round. That was a 2-0 loss down the road to St. George FC. They've got an opportunity now to try and get the ball in. Here is the corner. Goes towards the near post. Constable attempts the clearance, and then it ricocheted. Unfortunately, Nick Soros was able to dive on that. That looked like it was goal bound. It would have been a fortuitous goal. But the Mariners have come here with plenty of intent. They know that they need a result. They'll certainly be looking for the 3 points, which will mean that they can control their own destiny. They won't need to rely on Sydney FC and the Sutherland Sharks losing elsewhere. We've got kick-off in 6 of our 8 games. Keep you posted on progress around the grounds. We do already have an early goal over at the Palace. Marconi, who will finish the season in second spot. That we can assure you, among all the permutations and all the potential changes on the ladder, Marconi have a comfortable lead on Apia and Blacktown City, who sit in 3rd and 4th. And they start the round 7 points behind Rockdale Ilinden, so an early goal for them against the Western Sydney Wanderers at home, as Lockie Constable gets it into the feet of Chalakian, who looks forward for Urushevsky, coming into the final round on 29 goals. And now Constable goes around him. That's an area we've been familiar to seeing him in throughout season 2024 on the right of the front three. Today it's a different role for him, back in the centre of midfield, an area that we have seen him in for Rockdale over the past couple of seasons, particularly last year. And it's going to be the first corner. Chalakian, who's their leading assist man for the campaign. It's going to fall now to Constable, and he tries the effort on goal. And it was comfortable in the end for Wachowski. He is the Central Coast Mariners custodian. The rest of the right lineup looks like this. The back four on the right, Michael Paragali in the centre. Cherdang alongside Parker Williams. And on the left is Harry Menham, as Collins gets across and makes the challenge on Menham. The midfield four holding the midfield are Lucas Shikluna and Jordan Small. And then Arthur DeLima on the left-hand side, Donny Nyonkuru on the right-hand side. And then it's a front two of Bailey Brantman, along with Nico Duarte, who's got the ball now at his feet. He's got Nyonkuru to his left. He goes central instead, and it was Small making the run forward. Good bit of build-up play. Duarte, encouraging signs for him. Already a couple of touches for the number 9. Playing alongside Brantman in that front two today. The formation that Lucas Valela and the Central Coast Mariners favour, the 4-2-2-2 formation, and they've got it now with Duarte. Nyonkuru looking to get him behind. Nyonkuru, it's been a while since he's been on the score sheet for the Mariners. He's got 5 for the campaign. They're very positive early on. They don't want to wait for results elsewhere. Keep you posted on progress as Sutherland Sharks host St George FC. Sydney FC, they're away to Sydney Olympic as Sunmola looks to come forward down the right. And I can give you an update from Seymour Shore. Looks like the Sutherland Sharks have got off to the perfect start. They are at home. They're playing St George FC, who sealed their passage into season 2025 with that 2-0 win last week over the Mariners. The Sharks have got off to the perfect start. Here's Rockdale, the premiers. Can they get off to a perfect start? They want to keep their perfect recent home record intact. 11 undefeated. Last time they were here was the first points they've dropped at home since round 3. They came into the round 28 clash against the Sutherland Sharks with 10 home wins in a row. It's been a fortress here at Rockdale throughout season 2024. They dropped a couple of points in that 1-1 draw against the Sharks, the desperate Sutherland Sharks in that over-the-bridge derby. And they'll hope to come back to winning ways. It's been a wonderful campaign. Team coached by Paul D, who's currently away. So Nick Stavroulakis, one of the assistants, along with Vedran Juganchak, part of the project over the last couple of years. As Kataoka forages forward down the left. It's been an incredible campaign. They've led throughout, and They've had to wait as Marconi went on a terrific run. Marconi, who scored one of the more famous results in season 2024 back in round 20 against Rockdale, that 9-0 victory. And we wondered at that point whether there might be a chink in the armour for Rockdale Ilinden. But haven't they answered emphatically since that 9-0 loss? They've only lost one of their 9 games since. They've only had that one draw against Sutherland Sharks, and they've won 7 of those 9 matches, 6 of them by the same scoreline, 2-1. So they've shown plenty of resilience. They've shown that ability to bounce back. And that has been the hallmark of a premiership winning side. Those tight games. Can you get over the line? And Rockdale have been so good in that area. Their resilience and their ability to win the tight ones. As De Lima looks to ask an early question here. He squares it across. Opportunity for Bruntman. And what a save. Soros with a terrific stop to keep it at 0-0. It was Arthur De Lima who pinched the ball, and Bailey Bruntman was in the box. A great chance to give the Mariners a 1-0 lead. But for Soros to produce a wonderful early save. Excellent goalkeeping to keep it at 0-0. And that's a good confident grab. The keeper who came in during the transfer window for Harrison, Deveni Schmeers. Deveni Schmeers, who'd been a part of things here for the past 12 months. Moved on in the transfer window to A-League opportunity with Sydney FC. And a player in Nick Soros who came in after a stint overseas, back at the club he made his debut, his top flight NPL debut. Long throw comes in from Urushevsky. Chasing that one is Chalakian, who goes down. And the referee had to think about that. He said straight away, nothing in it. Play on was the call. The experienced Michael Wiener. So good to see him back with a whistle in the middle of the pitch. A referee who's spent a year and a half out injured with a serious Achilles heel injury. Worked ever so hard to get back in the fold. Past couple of months, been good to see him back in the NPL top flight, now in his 123rd NPL top flight fixture. Early decision there. Sudushevsky tries to hold up the play for the home side. They've been so good, haven't they, Rockdale, in those tight games. I mentioned the 69 points that they have accumulated, 22 wins from their 29 games, only 4 losses, 3 draws. And of those 22 wins, 11 of those have come by virtue of only a 1-goal margin. And that, I tell you, is the stuff of premiers. Winning those tight games, so often pushed. And the other big hallmark of their resilience in season 2024 is how many games they've won coming from behind. Another decision there for the referee, as Kataoka thought that he might have been a handball from Neon Kuru. They thought they might have had a free kick just outside the 18-yard box. The fans certainly felt that. The balcony packed. What a carnival occasion it is. Free entry. The club have opened the gates. They've put the lamb and the pork on the spit. The food is certainly cooking up a storm here. Drinks are flowing. It's been a terrific carnival atmosphere. And of course, Rockdale will lift the premiership at the conclusion of today's match. Hoping it would be a big occasion. They'd be able to do the double. The unfortunate news for them, the under-20s who came into this round 30 match 2 points ahead of the Central Coast Mariners. They're 1-2 They needed a draw, Rockdale. It was the Central Coast Mariners who came away with a 2-0 victory. There's a foul on the far side. Looked like it might have been a high foot. The referee just making sure there's some attention here. Just confirming that under-20s result as we keep an eye on the player down at the moment. But Central Coast coming away with a 2-0 victory to earn the premiership in the under-20s competition. Harvey James with a double. Rockdale not quite able to get over the line and make it a double premiership in season 2024. The fact that they were up there for the entirety of the season challenging along with their first grade squad just tells you the progress of this club under the stewardship of Dennis Lothar, Louis Belevsky, Matthew Riberovsky. Club doing wonderful things since coming up in season 2010. They earned their promotion, and it's been a gradual step-by-step climb. It's been a long time between title success for them. They did win it, of course, in 2020. It was a COVID-interrupted campaign. Only an 11-round regular season due to the COVID interruptions. So as far as a full season is concerned, we have to go back to 1984 when they won the championship in the then New South Wales First Division, beating Inter Monaro in the grand final over at Marconi Stadium on that occasion. So it's been a long, long time for this club to wait for the trophy. There was a big celebrations here last Saturday night when Blacktown City beat Marconi to make it mathematically impossible for Marconi to catch up. That result sealed their title. The players all gathered. There were some wonderful scenes. Today is about crowning that premiership. And the party will be long and hard here at Ilinden tonight. Fans have turned up. They've had a good feed. As for the Mariners, opportunity here. There's been some positive signs over the top. Duarte was looking for Brantman. But again, it's Soros who tries to go over the top and catch the Mariners out. But Wachowski's quick off his line. Sunmola holding up Menem. And over the top now from Chalakian. Looking for Urushevsky. Quickly across was Cherdang. Urushevsky goes down right on the edge of the box. Referee says play on. And Parker Williams, the left centre back, can look to play forward quickly. Instructions coming from the bench. Rockdale, they want to see more pressing and they want to see quicker ball movement. The standards that they've set over the last couple of years since Paul D, Nick Stavroulakis and Vedran Giganchuk took over. Really around building or reducing the average age of the squad. So many good, talented youngsters that have come out of A-League academies. Really solidified their spots as semi-professionals, hoping to make the step back up into professional ranks. So it's been a wonderful program, great bit of recruitment. So many examples of that throughout this squad. The success that they've been able to have over the past couple of years. Last year finishing only 6 points behind Premier's Apia in that first past the postseason. They've been able to build on that in season 2024. 18 wins last year. They're already at 22. 59 points last season. And they're already 10 points better. Hoping to make it 13. So many different permutations at the bottom of the ladder. Even top 6. Some potential for change around the top 6 positions. We'll keep you posted on progress around the grounds. I can confirm that the Sutherland Sharks have taken an early lead against St George FC. And that man, Mitchell Stamatellis, has been central to their recent good form. Has picked up some terrific, important goals for the Sharks. He's got one in the opening 10 minutes. And they know that if they can pick up a win, they come into this just outside the bottom 2. Sitting in 14th spot by virtue of goal difference ahead of Sydney FC. Both of those sides on 26 points. Sutherland Sharks with a goal difference of minus 19. Sydney FC, their goal difference is minus 29. And behind them on 24 points, currently in the automatic relegation spot, are Hills United. They have a goal difference of negative 32. So Hills, who are away to Blacktown City in that local derby. No score yet in that one at Landon Stadium. The Sharks have an early goal. So too do the Marconi Stallions. They're playing against Western Sydney Wanderers, who are in safety. Wanderers on 32 points. They're among a bevy of teams fighting for the spots between 9th and 12th. As Griffiths comes forward, met by DeLima, the 17-year-old who's made a real impression in recent times. Here's Kataoka, and his eyes lit up, but he couldn't keep his shot down. So we've got the battle at the bottom. Mariners 2 points ahead of both Sutherland and Sydney FC. So they know that if a draw today will likely confirm their safety. Sydney FC, even if they win, would finish on 29. The Mariners with a point today would finish on 29, but the Mariners certainly have a handy goal difference over Sydney FC as DeLima comes forward. And it was an important piece of defending there. Lockie Griffiths denying DeLima. Playing it right back today. Lockie Griffiths has seen him play in the centre of defence since making the move across to Rockdale from the NPL ACT. It's a short corner routine with Shikluna. Looks to whip this one in. Looking to keep it alive here is Duarte. Brantman on the left foot. Out here in a bit of space was the man who initially got the cross in. Wearing the captain's armband today is Lucas Shikluna. No, Sasha Kuzevsky. He was part of the team, one of the 3 changes from last week's 2-0 loss to St George FC. Michael Paragali, he's one of the 3 that comes in, along with Cherdang and the keeper in Wachowski. They get it out now to Neon Kuru, who ducks in on the left-hand side. He goes down. Referee says play on. We've seen that a couple of times at the other end as Chalakian looks to slide it in behind for Urushevsky. Good speed shown by the central defender in Cherdang. Battle for possession in the middle of the park. Constable in there, along with Danso. 2 players who, as I mentioned earlier, have done some incredible work since coming in over the last couple of years. 2 players who've been part of various academies, various professional academies, Isaac Danso spent a bit of time in Spain. So often the metronome. Whether he was at Sevilla or Levante. Keep an eye out for him, the number 6, who's got the ball in hand. He'll take the free kick, but right now, Chalakian, we heard him calling out to the bench. He needs some boots. Might have been some damage done in that. Coming together in the middle of the park. Looks like Bray Ovens, one of the substitutes, is going to be the player that goes to fetch those boots. Chalakian is back up on his feet. You might see him make some running repairs to his gear as the game goes on. Clearance here from Williams. Now Bruntman looks for the clearance. Gives the Mariners a chance to set up their shape again. Sunmola. One of the new acquisitions this season. Scored a winner on Monday night in that round 29 game against Sydney FC. When Nick Stavroulakis and Vedran Giganchak rested many of their players, just managing the loading. As I said, there's yellow cards to consider as they will come into effect for the final series. So managing all of that, managing the player loads, any niggles, good time to rest players. With the premiership sealed. 4-point gap coming into last week's round, which was extended to 7 points, courtesy of that 2-1 victory over Sydney FC. Mentioned that Blacktown are at home, Landon against Hills United. Blacktown have taken the lead. They lead 1-0 over Hills. So as things stand on the current ladder, Hills will be the team automatically relegated. They need a victory, nothing short of a victory for them. A draw won't do. They're 2 points behind both Sydney FC and Sutherland Sharks. So they need a win and they need the other two to both lose to give them a hope of escaping relegation on the final day. Stranger things have happened. But it's the Mariners here who try to test Soros again. Back out to Shikluna. He whips it in. Soros with that tall, imposing figure. And again, the referee not taking any risk here. It looks like as Soros came out, might have been a bit of friendly fire. Went for the punch. It might have collected the head of a teammate. Chalakian does come to the near bench just to change his footwear. Mentioned that he did call for that a couple of moments ago. So Bray Ovens has gone and retrieved the boots from the dressing room. Looks like it might be Lockie Constable, who's just back up on his feet. Hopefully nothing too serious. And there's no concussion here. Looked like he might have been climbing for that header. And as Cirrus came out, there might have been a bit of friendly fire. They do have plenty of options, of course, on the bench. They've got midfielders in Dean Pelikanos. They've also got Bay Antonio, Hunter Elliott, Braden Sorge and Bray Ovens. They're the outfield substitutes. They've also got Ricardo Rizzo, the reserve goalkeeper. Central Coast Mariners, their bench looks like this. Dylan Parade Cullen is their reserve keeper. The outfield players are Tay Headley, Hayne Eames, Joy Rose, Yanni Nassis, and Alex Guntunas, sorry. As Lockie Constable comes back to the sideline. And he's been given the go-ahead to come back on. Overcast conditions. Cool, comfortable conditions for the players. Nice football conditions, not too warm. As Duarte looks inside, what an opportunity. Bruntman again found a bit of space. Blake Rashuda disappointed that there wasn't more pressure on Duarte. Bruntman couldn't quite get a header to it. Sunmola quickly pressed by Harry Menem. Switch of play from Daniel Collins out to Giorgio Speranza. Fortunate news around one of the Speranzas, Roberto, who we've seen not part of the squad the last couple of games, can confirm the news that he has suffered another knee injury, just coming back after 12 months out. And he will go back under the knife next month or in October. So unfortunate news as Urushevsky comes forward now. Into the box he goes, looking for number 30 in season 2024. Denied there by Wachowski, who stood up strong. Narrowed the angle, made himself big, the keeper. But it was Urushevsky, the competition's top scorer, who'll earn his Golden Boot award for the second year in a row. Hoping to hit the 30 mark, if he can find one today. He got one here a fortnight ago against the Sutherland Sharks from a set piece. Mariners will be buoyed by the chances that they've been able to create. They've found Bruntman in the box, free on a couple of occasions. Sunmola. Now Danso. Kataoka dancing through the midfield, showing great feet. Terrific technique. First time ball into the feet now of Chalakian, who goes past Cheng. And now it's Sunmola, still alive. Urushevsky. Somehow the Mariners managed to clear it. Urushevsky thought he was about to score number 30. A melee in the box. The ball was bouncing around. Sunmola was in there. Kataoka was in there after Chalakian did the early work. And in the end, it was Urushevsky who was denied. And it remains 0-0. Just past the half-hour mark, no score yet. We're at the home of the Premiers, Rockdale Ilinden. And give you a couple of updates from around the ground. Blacktown City now 2-0 up. It's going to be a tall mission now for Hills United. Just about looks confirmed now that they will be the team automatically relegated. And then it's all about second from bottom. Who will that be? Things can change, of course. We'll keep you posted on the score over at Landon Stadium. But as things stand, Hills trail 2-0 to Blacktown City in that local derby. Good forward run now from Speranza, who looks across. And it was Speranza following up as the effort from Chalakian was going wide. What a run it was from the left back. One of the new acquisitions at Rockdale this season. After making the move over from Marconi, along with his brother in Robbie. Well, it's been an injury-interrupted one for Robbie Speranza. Giorgio's been an ever-present. That was a great run down the left-hand side. So wish Robbie all the best. Unfortunately, a reoccurrence of that ACL injury after that big return back from the injury he suffered last year at Marconi. Wish him all the best. Over at Seymour Shaw, will particularly focus on some of those results that could affect the spots at the bottom and also those top six, the jostle for top six position. Sutherland continue to lead St. George FC by 1-0. Blacktown currently leading 2-0. Apia playing against Spirit FC, so Apia were ahead of Blacktown at the start of this round by virtue of goal difference, both on 54 points. Apia third, Blacktown City fourth. As things stand, Blacktown will go ahead of them. Both of those teams will have home finals in the opening round of the final series. Midweek, those games will be. As Duarte goes forward, and now Nyonkuru. It's fallen here to Duarte, and then off the line it was Rashudo. The follow-up from De Lima, another opportunity. Still alive here for Duarte, and in the end he's given away the foul. But what about the heroics? Blake Rashudo with the block on the line. How many times has he popped up? One of Rockdale's favourite sons this season. Key moments inside the box at the other end. This time doing the defending. As De Lima and Duarte were really asking the questions. Nyonkuru was in there as well. Desperate defending. So Apia, they're at home to Spirit FC. Currently 0-0 between those two. Can confirm that St. George FC will finish. In fact, St. George City will finish in 5th spot. They're currently on 54 points, but by virtue of goal difference, even if they won today, they would be behind Apia and Blacktown City if both of those sides lost today. And there's a battle for 6 spots in United 58 going into this final round on 47 points. 3 points ahead of the Wollongong Wolves. The Wollongong Wolves have a superior goal difference, so if Sydney loses, Chalakian goes into the box, looks for Gataoka, and this time it was Parker Williams with some terrific defending for the Central Coast Mariners. Still alive here for the home side. It's been a thrilling opening half. Hard to believe we don't have a goal yet. As the ball comes across, Urushevsky looks to stand that header up towards the back post. Mola was in there. Chalakian was in there. Chalakian looking ever so dangerous. He's made that change of boots after those issues 10 or so minutes ago. So Sydney United, they're at home to St. George City. No score yet there. Wollongong Wolves, they're at home to Manly United. And there has been a goal over in Wollongong, but it's come from the away side, Manly United. As the ball goes over the top, Soros committed. Excellent goalkeeping. He made the decision early as Brantman was trying to get on the end of it. Paragali comes forward down the right-hand side, links up with Brantman again. Now Rashudo, the central defender, taking the opportunity to forage forward. Certainly can play in an advanced area, but they've got to be careful now with the central defender out of position. Here is De Lima. Looks over to the left-hand side for Harry Menem up against Lockie Griffiths. Good battle this one. Griffiths used his body well. And now the opportunity to go forward into transition through Sunmola. Working back is Small. Sunmola tries to go one-on-one. Small does well. Does ever so well. The referee allowed the play to go on. And in the end, it is a free kick to the Mariners. No score yet. If you're just joining us, Tony Tanous with you in commentary for the final round of NPL Men's New South Wales season 2024. We're at the home of the Premiers. For the first time since 1984, they're going to lift a big trophy in the top tier. They did, of course, win the championship back in the second division or the second tier in 2002 as well as 2006. That 2002 era featured a great striker for them. Spase Nadovsky, player who held the record, top scorer ever for Rockdale until the man Alek Urushevsky came in. And this season, It was Alec Udushevsky back in round 12 when he scored a hat-trick here against the Wollongong Wolves. Was able to go past the great Spase Nadovsky. He's going to set a record, you sense, that'll take a lot of beating. What a striker he is. So far, Central Coast have handled him pretty well. He has had a couple of moments, couple of good opportunities. As Menon comes forward, now it's DeLima. Chance to get it on the right foot, and he looks immediately out to the right-hand side. Georgia Esperanza, he's rewarded for that aerial duel, winning that initial aerial duel. And he was back in for the seconds, and he got the free kick. Out from Rusciuto. All the way back to Wachowski. Coming in for Dylan Pere-Cullen. Saw the unfortunate moment for him last week in that first half against St. George FC. It's good to see him in action in the under-20s today. Produced a couple of key stops against Rockdale's front line. This time Williams leaves it for Wachowski. DeLima, who's rolled his sleeves up, made sure he's got back and done the defensive work. Here is Chalakian, pressed by Small. Ref says play on. Danso uses the space behind him well. Mr. Metronome for Rockdale. Part of a mobile young midfield. No Pelikanos in the starting 11 today. Just managing his loads. Danso again gets another touch. Gataoka, what a great acquisition he's been, the Japanese international, shown his qualities both in general play and at the set pieces. Sunmol has popped up with some key goals throughout the campaign, as I said earlier. His goal on Monday night. Another late winner for Rockdale. How many times have they done that this season? Popped up with big comeback wins and late winners to seal crucial points. It's been a storyline around their season as Sunmola looks to whip this one in near post. It's fallen here to Dunsor. Nice first time ball. And now Udushevsky back to Dunsor. And it was Deng who got that long left foot of his in to stop the ball getting across to the Rockdale attackers that were lined up. They go short. This time Udushevsky, and it goes. Chalakian with some room and space. He looked for the cut back. Collins was available. Danso all the way back to Soros. They can start again through Rusciuto. And they started that roll back in round 9 away to Sydney United when Hunter Elliott popped up with a injury time winner there to make it 2-1. Round 15 against the Central Coast Mariners. Again, it was a late winner in the 80th minute. It gave them the 3 points. They did it here at home. They came from 2 goals down to beat the Western Sydney Wanderers in round 18. Blake Rusciuto popping up with the winner late on. That was a famous comeback. Terrific match of the round that was back in round 18. And they went away to Spirit, and Rusciuto again popped up with a late winner from a set piece. And then here in round 26, a month ago, it was incredible scenes as Daniel Collins popped up with a winner late on as Udushevsky gets in behind, slides it onto the keeper. And that's number 30 for the man in Alec Udushevsky. He's going to seal the Golden Boot in season 2024. He's brought a famous premiership back to this club. And on the final day, it's party time as the balloons come out. And Urushevsky makes it number 30. What about the sharpness there in the box? How quickly did he pounce on that and get it under Wachowski? History time here for Rockdale Ilinden and their main marksman, Alec Urushevsky, who goes to 30 for the campaign. You don't say that too often. In fact, if we go back through the records, I don't think we've ever said that in the NPL New South Wales, which is now a 30-round season. The Golden Boot last year with 27. He's going to seal it this year. And as he has throughout the campaign, getting in behind the defence, asking the question. And Rockdale have taken the lead. Approaching half-time. Urushevsky has made it 1-0. Good news also down the road. Sutherland Sharks, they're now 2 goals up over St George FC. Levi Shuriaga has added to the goal from Mitchell Stamatelis. So that's very positive news for the Sutherland Sharks. 2 decades, 2 proud decades they've been in the top flight. And it's been touch and go for them over the last month or so. They knew that if they could get the win on the final day, they can confirm their passage into top flight for another season. And right now they're in a good position. Also good news for Sydney FC. They know that they need to win today. They're playing against Sydney Olympic and they've got a 1-0 lead. So as things stand, that means that the Sharks and Sydney FC would leapfrog the Mariners on the live table, which would mean that the Mariners slide into the bottom 2. They would go into the playoff spot. Still more than half a game to come. But things can turn, things can change so quickly in the NPL Men's New South Wales. And suddenly the Mariners have a chase on. Forward it comes. Nice build up this. Constable out of midfield. Into Urushevsky. Oh, what a save. Wachowski sharp down to his right. It was a terrific bit of reflexes because Urushevsky had time and space in the box. And probably for a player of his quality, finishing quality, he'll be disappointed he didn't put that another metre to the right of the keeper. He gave the keeper a chance and the keeper, Wachowski, produced the goods. Here's a corner. Kataoka's lethal delivery throughout the campaign as Rashudo looks across, waiting for the ball on the edge of the box. It's going to be a free kick. Nyankuru got his body in front, got the reward for the foul coming from Speranza. Things can turn ever so quickly in the NPL Men's New South Wales. Sydney FC, as things stand, will be on 29 points. It's the same with the Sutherland Sharks. They would both be on 29. They would be in 13th and 14th spot respectively. And the Mariners, who came into this knowing that a draw would be enough, even if Sydney win and the Mariners can get themselves a draw, their superior goal difference will hold them in good stead. But right now they trail the Premiers. Sydney FC away to Sydney Olympic. Sydney Olympic can't quite make the top 6, so they're playing for the opportunity to maybe leapfrog the Wolves. If the Wolves can't win and Olympic can get the win, they'll finish in 7th spot, Sydney Olympic. Sydney FC know what's ahead of them. Sutherland Sharks as well. And right now, they're the teams in the box seat as we approach half-time around the grounds in the NPL Men's New South Wales. Alec Urushevsky, the only goal scorer here. Goal coming in the final 5 minutes of the half. And that is the only goal of the game so far. And it sees the Premiers going to the lead with a 1-0 lead over the Mariners, who have a big job ahead of them. They will go into the break. They'll probably hear the news coming around the grounds that Sydney FC are ahead at Belmore, and that the Sutherland Sharks are 2-0 up against St George FC at home. And that means that they will be in the playoff spot, second from bottom. Still, of course, so much to play for in the second half, and the opportunity for twists and turns. We're going to have a break. We're going to do the calculations, and we're going to be back with all the second half action. Make sure you stick around on Football New South Wales YouTube. towards Urushevsky. Now the interchange passes through the midfield. This is the Rockdale way. They like to possess the ball. Quick interchange through the middle of the park. Then back to Wachowski. Understand we might have had a few technical issues with our live stream, but we are back. We're only a couple of minutes into the second half. If you're just joining us, Tony Tanous with you in commentary from the home of the Premiers, Rockdale Ilinden, who lead this by 1-0. A goal coming courtesy of their main marksman, their sharpshooter in Alek Urushevsky, as Central Coast look for a leveller. They know that they have to try and equalise to make their status in season 2025 safe. Currently sitting in the playoff spot, which would necessitate a two-legged playoff against the Bulls Academy FC. Bulls Academy, who it was confirmed yesterday, courtesy of their loss to Harcoa. Mount Druitt subsequently thumped Dunbar. Mount Druitt Town Rangers bounced straight back up to the top tier as first past the post in NPL or Football New South Wales League One. Bulls Academy will go into a playoff at the moment against the Mariners, unless the Mariners can find themselves an equaliser. If they get an equaliser, the status changes. Sydney FC, who currently sit just above them by 1 point on the live ladder. Things, of course, can change there as well. Sydney FC up 1-0 over Sydney Olympic. Sutherland Sharks currently lead St George FC by 2-0. And the Mariners, who would have gone in and got an address from Lucas Velela, they've come out looking for the leveller, and they've got it with an Olympico from Bailey Bruntman. Can you believe that? It snuck past everyone at the near post. And the Mariners' status in season 2024, knowing that they need at least a draw to ensure that they're safe for season 2025. And what a moment that is. Bailey Bruntman with the corner, and it evades everyone at the near post. And the Mariners are now suddenly back in front of Sydney FC by virtue of goal difference. In fact, the Mariners, a victory today would send them up to 32, but right now they're on 29, equal with Sydney FC, equal with the Sutherland Sharks. But they'd be ahead of Sydney FC by virtue of only goal difference. The twists and turns in the NPL Men's New South Wales, and we've got another one early in the second half. What a delivery it was from Bruntman. It's only his second of the campaign. Hard to believe that. He's a talented young footballer. So we've got a player for the Mariners just coming off. It's Parker Williams, the central defender. So that'll necessitate a bit of an adjustment in terms of shape. Jordan Small will slot into the back four for now, while Parker Williams gets some treatment. It looks like Bruntman will drop into the centre of midfield. So they'll play a 4-4-1 formation. Nyonkuru thought he was fouled, and he is going to get the reward. No advantage there. What a moment early in the second half. The Mariners, who've seen themselves slip into the playoff spot. Now Sydney FC find themselves in that 15th spot on the live ladder. Twists and turns, drama as always in the NPL Men's New South Wales. The Macarthur Bulls Academy, no doubt they'll be sitting back. They'll be watching to see who their opponent will be over a two-legged playoff. We saw it last season, a wonderful addition to our Football New South Wales calendar. St George FC got the edge over Mount Druitt Town Rangers. Last year it was the Bulls Academy who finished in that automatic relegation position. Both those sides looking to bounce back up immediately as Chalakian lines one up from outside. Took a bounce in front of Wachowski, but the keeper had that one covered. Chalakian, who's looking to hit double figures for the season. What a vintage season it's been for him. Back to his absolute best. A player who we've seen for over a decade now across the NPL men's. Had success with Manly United. And he's come across to Rockdale. And he's been a key figure just in behind Urushevsky in that number 10 role as Williams comes back onto the pitch. Bit of running repairs. It looked like his left foot. There is a bit of a breeze here at the Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre, and you sense that might have favoured Bailey Brantman from that corner kick. Unbelievable moment. And Olympico in the final round of the season. Here he's done so. Now Sorge fresh onto the pitch at half time. He comes forward and he is tripped up. So it's going to be a free kick. Delima, the player that was trying to track him back. And it's going to be in a wonderful position for Urushevsky. And we saw only a fortnight ago the damage that he can do from such a range. Wachowski will no doubt have had the video analysis ahead of the match. They would have seen the way that the Sharks' wall set itself up. It was on the opposite side of the pitch. It was on the near side, but a similar range. And Urushevsky was able to bend it around the wall and pass the keeper. On that occasion, it was Nenad Vekic. This time, up against Wachowski, who's put four in the wall. It's Alek Urushevsky. It's on target, but the keeper got his body behind it. Safe catch in the end. Terrific bit of goalkeeping because the power was certainly there. Just after Central Coast equalise, things can certainly change quickly. Sydney FC have got themselves another goal, and they now lead by 2-0. Doesn't change the status though. Central Coast Mariners have a far superior goal difference. Sydney FC minus 29 coming into the round. Central Coast Mariners minus 22. So I'll take a big scoreline for Sydney FC to get anywhere near the goal difference. They now need to hope that Rockdale can find another goal. Either way, Hills United are up against it. They're trailing Blacktown City by 3-0. That was the scoreline at half-time. Elsewhere, Sydney United currently locked. Stalemate at home against St George City. They need at least a point. Or they need to hope that Wollongong don't win. The Wolves currently locked at 1-1 at home against Manly United. They've found themselves an equaliser, and you just never know. Twists and turns. It would need the Wollongong Wolves to win. Sydney United to lose for the Wollongong Wolves to jump over Sydney United, who've been in the top 6 throughout the majority of the season. And here come Rockdale now. Into the box goes Urushevsky, and he hits the post. Maybe a hand in the end from the keeper, maybe even an intervention from the defender in Parker Williams. Urushevsky was the player going into the box, and that's danger. Here comes the resulting corner. Seen the Mariners score from a corner at the other end, and now Constable lining one up from outside the box. Here is Sun Mola. Brantman. Over the top from Constable. Is there enough angle on the ball? Not quite. Shalakian can't quite reel it in. No change to the score. Seymour Shaw. Goals to Stamatellis and Levi Shuriaga. Give Sutherland, who are trying to protect a 20-year stay in the top tier. Two 2-0 up. That will be a result that takes them to 29 points. And they've got a superior goal difference to both the Mariners and Sydney FC. The status is that we could see three teams on 29 points, and it will be decided by goal difference. But there is an update from Belmore. Sydney Olympic have got one back against Sydney FC. So Sydney FC 2-1 there, as Rockdale are going to go to their bench again for the second time. And it looks like Hunter Elliott will be one of those coming on. The two players coming off, Arsan Mola and Constable. Prosciutto pressed. Hunter Elliott's out on that far side. Bay Antonio is the other player that's come on. He's come on the near side, so he'll be playing in the number 11 role on the left-hand side. Hunter Elliott in an advanced role on the right-hand side. And that sees Kataoka drop back into the midfield for Constable, so he'll play in one of the two pivot roles alongside of Danslaw. Chalakian ahead of them. Twist and turns, drama as always in the NPL men's, right to the end. Rockdale 1, the Central Coast Mariners 1. Rockdale have not lost at home since round 3, and they've got Urushevsky in the box, and he tries to fizz it across. The fact that it just gone over the byline, so it is going to be a goal kick. And the status as far as those spots in the top 6. Blacktown leading 3-0. Apia currently 0-0 against Spirit. That will see the positions 3rd and 4th swap, and that might impact who they meet in the first round of the finals. 3rd, of course, will play 6th on Wednesday night in an elimination final, and 4th will play 5th. Coming into the round, it would have been Apia against Sydney United 58, but if Blacktown can overtake. And there's a great ball in behind. Urushevsky, he's got it past the keeper, and he scores another one. 31 now for Alec Urushevsky. A great ball through the middle, and Rockdale are back in front. They want to finish with a victory here at home. It's Party Central, the Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre. And their main man is leading the tune. He's got a double. He goes to 31 for the campaign, and that might be the end of it. He's just holding his right leg, and he's gestured to the bench. Just holding, hopefully nothing too serious, but he is pointing to his right hamstring. And I'll certainly hope, with a fixture to come in a week's time, just trying to work out what they do with the adjustment. They've got Dean Pelikanos as Urushevsky does go down after scoring a double. Just stretching out that right leg of his. And they'll be praying it is nothing serious. He's sealed the premiership in recent weeks. He's got himself the golden boot. He's gone to 31. And that'll be the end of it. Goal a game, Alec Urushevsky. His job in the regular season in season 2024 is done. A round of applause wherever you are watching. He's one of the sharpest shooters in Australian football, and he's produced another double. And Rockdale are going to make another couple of changes. They're going to empty their bench as far as the outfield players are concerned. Bray Ovens comes on. He's the top scorer in the under-20s competition. And the other one to come on is Dean Pelikanos, Danso, and Urushevsky, the two that make way. So 5 substitutes, 5 outfield substitutes. Sorge and Elliott out on that right-hand side. Pelikanos, Bay Antonio, and Bray Ovens are the 5 fresh players. So Ovens will play at 9. Sydney FC continue to lead by 2-1. Sharks have gone 3-0 up. So their passage and their safety as far as season 2025, that looks signed and sealed. Great news for a former Rockdale manager in Steve Zorich. Sutherland Sharks. Score their third on 66 minutes. Still plenty to play for. The Mariners currently in 14th spot on the live ladder. They'll be equal with Sydney FC on 29 points, equal with the Sharks. But the Sharks, whose goal difference is getting better and better, they're now -16. Sydney FC on the live ladder, their goal difference is now -28. And the Central Coast Mariners, no change to their goal difference, -22. I'll be delighted. In fact, of course, Rockdale have now gone ahead here, so that means that Central Coast have to try and find themselves an equaliser. Just as they did at the start of the half, they now trail Sydney FC. By virtue of points, things are changing ever so quickly. Got to get the calculator out, make sure we keep up with all the permutations. With that goal from Urushevsky, the Mariners will remain on 28 points. Sydney FC, of course, will be on 29, and that one was a dangerous cross on that right-hand side. Elliott certainly had Washilski interested for a moment or two. So the Sharks will be on 29. Sydney FC will be on 29. With 20 minutes remaining in their match. And the Mariners will go back into that playoff spot. They'll remain on 28. And it will be a playoff for them against Bulls Academy. Still time for Lucas Valela's side as a bit goes on in the back play there with Nico Duarte. He didn't like that initial contact, and Michael Wiener has a bit to sort out. Tempers fraying as the temperature rises on the NPL Men's New South Wales ladder. Rockdale have finals to come. They'll need to keep discipline. And you can see the experience. Brendan Chalakian just pulling players away from the scene. No need for them to get involved in anything. They've got the lead. They've got the premiership. They've got finals to come. And that is going to be a yellow card there to Duarte. We will confirm that. They've got to keep their calm, the youngsters of the Mariners. We are going to see a couple of changes from Lucas Valela. Coming on are Yanni Narcis and Tay Headley, Neon Kuru. And it will be that man in Duarte who also makes way. So they've got 20 or so minutes to try and find themselves an equaliser. They've brought on Yanni Narcis and Tay Headley. So Narcis will go into the front two alongside Brantman, who almost pinched the ball there, and Headley will be on this near side. So they look like for like swaps. Pelikanos back to his keeper. Things can certainly twist and turn, you never know. Olympic trailed by one, they did trail by two at one point. If Sydney can only pick up a point, everything changes again. As the ball comes in towards Bruntman, he got the header goal bound, but he couldn't get the power on it. Comfortable for Soros. Forward it goes. No score yet at Lambert Park. Apia 0, Spirit FC 0. Blacktown lead by 3 goals to 0. So unless Apia can find themselves a winner, and Blacktown will leapfrog them into 3rd spot. Apia will finish 4th. St. George City will finish 5th. There'll be no change for them. They're currently locked at 0-0 against Sydney United 58. Sydney United 58, a point will do to confirm their status in 6th spot. Wollongong need the victory, but currently trailing by 2 goals to 1. So much happening. And there's a couple of tackles flying in. That time the skipper trying to apply the high press on Rashudo. Lucas Shikluna goes into the book. Make sure they keep their heads. Central Coast Mariners, they don't want any poor discipline. They might have a couple of playoffs to come. They'll need the full deck on hand for those 2 matches. If they can find themselves an equaliser, it'll be enough to avoid the playoff, confirm their spot in season 2025. Hunter Elliott trying to press on Parker Williams. Into Narcis. Out now. On that left-hand side is DeLima. Can they get him involved? He started the game well. Drifted out of it a bit in the second period. Certainly the first half hour, he was a live wire. And in great goal-scoring form, 6 goals in his last 7 matches for the Mariners. The 17-year-old is certainly turning some heads. And don't they need a bit of magic from him or somebody else in the next 20 or so minutes? Cherdeng pushing on. Parangali. Now Shikluna. He spent most of his youth over in the UK, coming through the various academies over there. He's done well to win the free kick. Rockdale leading by 2 goals to 1. Bruntman over this free kick. We saw the havoc that he caused from the corner early in the second half. Here is Bruntman. Stands this one up towards Deng. He was up against Collins, was appealing. The referee saw nothing in that. 2 players just battling away for possession as Bray Ovens turns it inside. Now, Gataoka. Back out to Ovens. What a season he's had in the under-20s competition. Here he goes, Ovens looking to slide it in behind. Got himself a couple of appearances for the first team. Chuck started in that game on Monday against Sydney FC, that 2-1 victory. Here is Rashudo. Rockdale, no, they're just about there. 72 points, the aim. They really set out for the premiership when they put the program together at the start of the season. They've got it now with Bay Antonio. He was looking across for Hunter Elliott. Here's Headley. He's got DeLima over to that left-hand side. Slides it into small for now. Eventually it does get to DeLima. He's going to go one-on-one against one of the best one-on-one defenders in the NPL competition. Braden Sorge holds him up. Now Sorge gets across, and he blocks the cross. That is the trademark. That is Braden Sorge. They missed him for a couple of months after he suffered a foot injury against Marconi in that 9-0 loss in round 20. They've been pleased to see him back on the pitch over the last few weeks. He's undoubtedly one of the best one-on-one defenders we've ever seen in the NPL in any state. There's a bit going on in the back play, but Bay Antonio comes away with it. And he's got a chance now. He's got Bray Ovens across. And he looks to find him, and it's a tap in for Ovens. Rockdale have made it 3-1. And with that, other Central Coast Mariners facing the potential of a playoff. Rockdale make it 3-1. Bray Ovens gets his first for the first team. Bay Antonio put it on a plate for him, and Rockdale are intent to celebrate the premiership in the right way. And their proud home record. They haven't lost here since round 3. They've only lost here once in 14 games before this one. And having conceded the equaliser early in the second half, they've been able to come up with a couple of goals. Udashevsky with a double, and now Bray Ovens has made it 3-1. Soros didn't hesitate there, and Bay Antonio with the fresh legs got himself an assist. He's pressing in that front third to make life difficult for the Mariners. Things were going so smoothly for them only a couple of weeks ago. They were on a terrific run of form. In fact, last week's loss came after a great run where they had 4 wins in 6. Their only loss was a forfeit, which was an administrative issue on the back of playing an eligible player in that match a few weeks ago against St. George City. They ended up drawing that match, but the result was eventually reversed. It was a 3-0 victory to St. George City in the end because of that administrative blunder. That point potentially may have made a big difference. They've got it in behind here. Can they find one again through Bruntman? Can he halve the deficit? He goes forward, twists one way and the other, and he's earned a corner. Still time if they can find one here. There's still 13 or so minutes of regular time, and we will get a bit of additional time as well. Can they cause more havoc from another corner? This one's aimed towards the back post this time. Soros comes and gathers. Wasn't going to get caught out again, the keeper. Bruntman's delivery. No score yet at Lambert Park, RPN Spirit. No score yet at Edensor Park. Sydney United 58, St George City. Elsewhere, the goals have been coming in. Blacktown City continues to lead by 3-0. They'll have some midweek football. As things stand, they'll finish in third spot, unless Apia can find a late winner at home in their match. Hills will be going down, automatically relegated, bouncing straight back to the second tier after their promotion last year. We are going to see another change here. It is going to be the Central Coast Mariners goal scorer in Bailey Brunton, who makes way. Coming on is Hayne Eames, the youngster. The frustration for Brunton. It looked like he'd found the key moment that would keep Central Coast Mariners up. Only for Rockdale to show the resilience they have throughout the season. As I said earlier, their ability to win the tight ones. From their last 7 wins, 6 of them have been by virtue of 2-1 scoreline. They've won 11 of their 22 wins have come by only 1 goal margin. It has been their ability to do it the tight way in those key games that have seen them win the premiership. And that resilience has been on hand again. They were asked a question by the Mariners early in the second half, but through Urushevsky and then Bray Ovens, they've been able to build a 2-goal buffer, looking for a 12th win from 15 home matches. No change to the score between Sydney Olympic and Sydney FC. The visitors, Sydney FC, continue to lead by 2-1 as Headley pinches the ball, goes into the box, and he couldn't get the power or direction to test Soros in the end. But a good high press from the substitute, the fresh legs. Pelikanos back to the keeper. Collins under pressure. Kataoka with a nice touch. This is composed play from the Premiers. And they go forward to Ovens, who's happy to knock it down. This is lovely build-up. First time ball was delightful. What about the build-up here? Can they find the goal? What a goal it is! Rockdale Ilinden! They make it 4-1, and they do it in absolute style. One of the goals of the season. They built it up under pressure. They managed to get it out here to the left-hand side, and they celebrate in style because they know that that's everything they work on. That is the Rockdale DNA under Paul D, Nick Stavroulakis and Vedran Jaganchuk. Delightful football, and on a plate in the end for Elliott. And they are going to wrap the premiership up in style. That is undoubtedly one of the goals of the season. You can see bangers, you can see strikes from a long distance, but how often do you see the team football that you just witnessed there? Building it up under pressure. The first time ball from Chalaki and out to Antonio. Watch that one over and over again. A clinic from Rockdale. Transition, build up. Divine football. And the Mariners, they're going to be bitterly disappointed. They were in the box seat with 2 rounds left. Last week's loss to St George FC. And they've shown plenty of quality, particularly in the last few months of the season. So that'll give them a lot of confidence. They're going to be taking on the Bulls, it looks like. Things can certainly change. Sydney FC only have a 1-goal lead at the moment. If that one finishes as a draw, the Mariners can still escape finish outside the bottom two. You just never know. Here is Antonio with a couple of assists off the bench, looking for a hat-trick of assists. Now looking for the link up with Chalakian. It is going to be a free kick, though, against Antonio, who you have to say is producing some of his best football of recent years. The unfortunate injury to Mathieu Courtier, who's on the sideline supporting. He's in his moon boot with the crutch after breaking the foot, such a key part of the Rockdale attack throughout the season. But that injury, round 24 here in the match against Sydney United 58, has given Bay Antonio the opportunity on the left side, and hasn't he taken it? He's looking as sharp as ever. Free kick here. Sharks almost home at Seymour Shaw. They have had a red card late on. 3-1 they lead over St George. Is there a late twist there? Keep you posted on scores also at between Olympic and Sydney FC as the Mariners look to take this free kick. De Lima whips it in. Header away by Rashudo. Here's Bray Ovens, who's really injected something off the bench. He was upended in the back play. Frustration there for De Lima, who walks away from the scene after committing that challenge. So we get a bit of sprinkle here. It's been an overcast day. The party's going to kick on long and loud into the night. We'll have the trophy presentation. We'll be staying with the live stream from down on ground level. Bring you all the wrap-up of scores around the grounds, the final table, the final permutations in the top six and at the bottom. And we'll head down to the ground, so stick around. And of course later on tonight, the NPL Women's wraps up with a top of the table blockbuster. MacArthur Rams against Apia Leichhardt. And that is some way to round out the season. Those two teams with everything to play for coming into the final round. MacArthur leading, but Apia with a chance if they can get the win to seal a final day premiership. That one kicking off 5:30 p.m. at Lambert Park. So make sure you join us for that. But directly after full time here, we will take in all the scenes and celebration from down on ground level. Rockdale Ilinden. No change between Olympic and Sydney FC. Sydney FC continuing to lead by 2-1. Sutherland Sharks into stoppages at Seymour Shaw, lead by 3-1. And here's Rashudo, held up though. And now Headley. Is there space for Central Coast to exploit? Here is Paragali, just couldn't keep it. And now Bay Antonio. He only knows one way, and that's forward. He looks to whip it around Deng. Does well just to hold things up. Late drama too at Lambert Park. We mentioned the potential there for that. And Apia have got a late winner. So they're going to seal their spot in third. They're going to stay above Blacktown City by virtue of goal difference. Both those sides will finish on 57. Apia will play the team that finishes sixth at the moment, Sydney United 58. Currently 0-0 between them and St George City. Wollongong can confirm that now. Sydney United 58 will finish in sixth spot. Wollongong have lost on the final day. So we now know third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Apia, Blacktown City, St George City and Sydney United 58. So Apia against Sydney United 58. Blacktown City against St George City. 1 and 2, Rockdale, Marconi. Rockdale will play the lowest ranked winner next weekend. Marconi will play the highest ranked winner. That's our final series, and of course the grand final announced at Parramatta Stadium, or Combank Stadium, on September 7. The two winners of our preliminary finals next weekend. So that's at the top. Sutherland continue to lead by 3-1. They're going to survive. They're going to stay up in NPL. They're going to preserve their proud status as Hunter Elliott comes forward. Nice bit of work here from the substitute in Rose. Rashudo stepping out, and now Chalakian can look over the top. And Tony has got himself a couple of assists. Can he find himself a late goal and make it 5? Happy just to hold up the play. Sydney FC with their late escape, it looks like, for them. They're going to preserve their status in the top tier unless there's some late drama at Belmore. And the Mariners are going to go into a playoff. Here goes Pelikanos. Hills United confirmed that they are the team that have gone down automatically as Chalakian tries to knuckle that one past Wachowski, and he was only inches away from going to double figures for the season. He came into the round on 9, and that wasn't too far away from making it a nice 10 for Rockdale's number 10. Sharks and Sydney FC on the precipice of staying up in the top tier. Their status was under the microscope as De Lima looks over to the back post. In it goes. And Giorgio Esperanza just about dealing with that. All hands on deck defensively. We are about to go into stoppages. We can see the board go up. The party will start soon after. As the ball comes in from Shikluna, they won't want to concede again. In it comes. The keeper was under pressure, and it was a free kick in the end. Too physical on Soros. It's going to be a free kick to Rockdale. The board has gone up to confirm 3 minutes of additional time. So we have gone into stoppages. Sutherland Sharks, full time at Seymour Shaw, can confirm that they will be staying up. Great work by Steve Zorich and the folk there as Rockdale almost make it 5. Chalakian, yet again, couldn't get his shot on target. Great run forward by Speranza. Trying to finish it off in style of Rockdale. Sutherland finishing on 29 points with that 3-1 victory over St George FC. Sydney FC, that game's not yet at full time, but they do lead 2-1. They will also finish on 29. They will have leapfrogged the Mariners, who are on 28. Difficult task for the Mariners. Their last 2 games away from home against the St George side that were desperate last week. And today against the Premiers, who are keen to round things off in a positive manner. They will have to regroup and they'll have to recharge through the playoffs. And there's certainly 2 games that are going to be much talked about against the Bulls Academy, 2 A-League Academy sides for playing off their status in NPL Men's Season 2025. Deng gets across there. No full-time score yet between Olympic and Sydney FC, who continue to lead by 2-1. Any late drama there, and it could twist again towards the Mariners. An Olympic goal, an Olympic equaliser, and how many times have they been involved in late drama? You just never know. Mariners will be hoping hoping a former Newcastle Jets player in Labino Haliti can come up with something for them late on. Can't be too much longer to go here. Michael Wiener having another look at his watch. Collins up against Narcissus, and now Rose out to DeLima. Appeals for handball. Play on's the call. Headley into the box for Rose. Comfortable for Soros. As Committee Sydney on the other side, the active fans for Rockdale turned out in force recently for the Australia Cup round of 32 match. They're here in numbers today, this party-like atmosphere, and they're going to party hard. They're going to party all night because Rockdale are your 2024 NPL Men's Premiers. They've done it in style. A 4-1 victory over the Central Coast Mariners on the final day with a double to the Golden Boot in Alec Urushevsky to take him to 31. And it's time to get the party started. They are going to be presented with the trophy shortly, and we'll bring you all the coverage for that. And the Central Coast Mariners, who at one point levelled things up early in the second half, well, it's been confirmed now that they will be in a playoff with the Sutherland Sharks and Sydney FC both having victories on this afternoon. Sutherland finish in 13th spot, leapfrogging the Central Coast Mariners. Sydney FC finish in 14th spot. Both of those finish on 29 points, and the Mariners on 28. They will go into a playoff, and it will be Hills United who finish in bottom spot. Hills finishing on 24 points. They will be the team that's automatically relegated, and we wish them all the best next season in their efforts to bounce back up. But here, it's very much about the Premiers, Rockdale Ilinden. What an outstanding job the likes of Paul D, Nick Stavroulakis and Vedran Jaganchuk have done over the past couple of seasons since coming in. They've really built a foundation last year. They just missed out to Apia, but they've gone and finished up with 23 wins, 72 points, setting records left, right and centre, and their leading marksman, Alec Urushevsky, scoring 31 for the campaign. They really are the team that has set the standard, and they've done a wonderful job, and we've been delighted to bring you the coverage. We're going to go down now with the premiers of season 2024, Rockdale Ilinden.
thanks today to members from Bayside Council and also members from the New South Wales Parliament, Mr Paul Silverowski, Mayor of Bayside Council, Mr Shakub Musulmain, Ron Hayden, Borough for your absence. Terrific to have them with us here today. The mayoral chain will also be presented and given to the captain of Rockdale Ilinden. So for the official presentation today, please put your hands together for the CEO of Football New South Wales, Mr John Satimus.
Thank you, Billy. It's certainly an amazing atmosphere that Rockdale formulated here at an amazing venue. The football that your team has played today is certainly nothing short of outstanding. All credit to not only the players, the staff, the coaching, Paul Dean, Nick Stavalakis, and so, but also the committee who have contributed to an enormous amount of time and voluntary hours to making this club what it is today. The hard work is evident right here today. You should be all proud. I hope you all enjoy the night, and I hope you and the team celebrate together and make it a special occasion and forward to the grand final.
Come on, Rockdale! Go, Rockdale!
Thank you, John. Captain of Rockdale Ilinden, Alex Yurashevsky, to say a word or two.
Boys, everyone knows I'm not good at speeches, but here we go. Mariners, thanks for today. Good luck for next week. You guys put up a real fight, and I'm sure you'll be alright next week. The fans, thanks every single home game, away game. You guys have been great. You honestly couldn't do all without you. Boys, committee, everyone, Stav, Beds, Deezer, hopefully, and everyone, Dennis, Louis, and the boys. We did it. We fucking celebrate.
Thank you, Alex. A word or two from the President of Rockdale Ilinden, Mr Dennis Lofer. I'm sure he's a very happy man.
Thank you. First of all, to this playing group, to our coaching group. 40 years we've waited to be crowned premiers of NPL 1 or its equivalent. We're super proud of our achievement. We have a wonderful base here, sensational supporters, community support. We're a club like no other in this competition. I'm super proud to lead the club. I want to thank all of our sponsors, loyal sponsors, all of our fans, our season ticket holders, and to all the volunteers. This club is based on volunteers and community effort, and we're very fortunate to have such a hard-working crew, including some very understanding wives, including my wife, for their support and allowing us to come out here and be football tragics. Finally, to my committee, tireless effort from all of them, but well done. This is for the boys, well done. 2 games to go now, boys, but let's celebrate tonight. Well done. We might just have a couple of words from the Minister for Local Government, the Honourable Ron Hayden. Thank you for coming along as well today.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't this fabulous? Aren't Rockdale fabulous? Give a big hand. You don't win NPL premierships in 1 year. As Dennis said, it takes 40 years. 40 years of effort, 40 years of work, 40 years of support by both volunteers and by you, the public. But I just want to say, firstly, thank you to the sponsors of Rockdale Ilinden. Without you, they wouldn't be holding that trophy today. How about giving them a big hand? And to Bayside Council and its predecessor, Rockdale Council, who else would deliver this fabulous facility? So, Mr Mayor, thank you to Bayside Council for your support for decades. To the players, picking up a trophy like that, it doesn't get any better than that. The most important competition in New South Wales. Nobody would ever think this part of Sydney could win NPL 1, but you guys have done it. Congratulations, we're proud of you and we're proud of your club.
Thank you, Ron. There's one more from our wonderful Mayor of Bayside, who's got his regal chains there. Bill, can we have a couple of words, please?
Thank you, Dennis. To all you strong supporters of Rockdale Ilinden, thank you for coming. We've gone through the good times and the bad times. Today is one of the most proudest times of my life. For us to be minor premiers. This is our club. In terms of Bayside Council, we're over the moon. To the players, congratulations. Well done. To the sponsors, thank you. To Ron Honey, the Minister for Local Government, and also to Steve Camper and the Premier of New South Wales, Chris Smith. Unfortunately, both of them were unable to come, but they send their best wishes and their love for this club. Can I just say, Alex, where's Alex? Come here. Little gift from the council. That's, ladies and gentlemen, that is real gold. Unfortunately, I have to take it off him. But Dennis, the President, we're doing a lot of transfers. Guys, I'm hearing bonuses. Long live Rockdale City Sons. Bravo, congratulations, guys.
Hey guys.
Lakey. Rizzo. Bay. Sorgi. That's what I'd say about Robbie. Jay, the better brother. Chuck. Jason. Benny was. So, Lucky Constable. DC. Dino. Philip. And Yinka. Hunter. Right. Source. Rocky. Denzo. Last but not least, Cole.
The winners of 2024 NPL 1. Please stay back, we have live music inside the clubhouse. Everybody's welcome. We have live music, plenty of food and drinks. Please stay and celebrate with us.
Ilinden!